Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Stream Dialogue. Today, we got some really bad news coming out of Ghana. Um, there was a helicopter crash. On board the helicopter, we had 8 people who tragically lost their life. Among them were the Minister of Defense, the Defense Minister, and the Environment Minister, Minister of Environment. So we want to offer our condolences to the nation of Ghana, to the people of Ghana, to the family members of these people who have lost their life. This is a loss for Africa itself. This is a loss for the region. Uh, this is very sad, and everybody know when it comes to us, we are apolitical. We don't care about your political affiliation. We we are here for the good of Africa. We're here for the good of people. And Ghana, Ghana is very dear to me. The people of Ghana, are some of the kindest people you will meet on this earth. You know, growing up, uh, there was a kindness about the people of Jamaica that you don't really see it anywhere else, unless the only place I basically saw that was when I went to Ghana and when I met Ghanaians. But anyway, this is a video. I don't know if it's the correct, if this is the right time to make this video, but as you know, we do a lot of geopolitical analysis. Whenever something happens, we don't really think. We look at the geostrategic aspect of it, and we're talking about the conflict in Baku. This is I think a town northeast side of Ghana. It's close to Burkina Faso, of course. We'll get into that a bit later and why that is important. But also, following this thing for a few months, we didn't want to comment, but we think now is the time we can't get away from it. Of course, the Ghanaian military and the government are making efforts to, quell this problem, and we think it's a problem that is a consequence of the destabilization of the region itself, the West Africa. But our condolence to the military of Ghana, and we hope this will motivate the military hierarchy, the government. While everybody's mourning, we know that when it comes to military, their duty is to put their lives on the line for for their nation, for their people. And we know that this operation that they're doing this to secure their territory, quell this this mess in Baku will intensify and continue. But we want to give a few thoughts on going forward with the conflict in Baku. First of all, the scope and the way warfare is being fought in today's geopolitical scene um, requires that Ghana, I'll just be blunt, Ghana needs new partners that have experience with fighting this kind of conflict, because this kind of conflict cannot be fought the way it was being fought 5 years ago, even 3 years ago, even 2 years ago. 2 years ago, we see the way battlefields are being shaped, drones, um, the way operations are being launched. You have to have full view of the battlefield, you know, and we can't play this cat and mouse game like we saw, like what we see these people were playing in the Sahel when these so-called international partners, Barkhane, and all those people who came to help Mali, but these Mali and Burkina Faso, Niger, but these mercenaries were gaining strength and so forth. Number two, collaboration with the Alliance of Sahel State, with Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger. Number one, they have the experience of fighting this type of conflict. Number two, they have the experience of fighting on the ground in this new way of fighting these mercenaries. Also, they have their way of collecting intelligence. Let's face it, there's a crisis in Baku. The question that the population will ask themselves, and yes, the military is asking themselves, is number one, who is funding them? Where are they getting their funding? Where are they getting the weapons? Where are they getting training? These people, they don't eat ammunition, they eat food. Where are they getting food? Logistics. Where are they getting their supply? To what route are they getting supply? And here's where things get a bit tricky. This whole thing of Galamsey, this is a huge threat, not just to Ghana, but to the region itself. These rebels in Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, Guinea, wherever they are, these people have no loyalty to any state. They are mercenaries. They go wherever they are being paid. And which way can they get paid? Through illegal mining. In Burkina Faso, there was very big illegal mining, even especially where these so-called terrorists occupy, where they control. That was part of their major income. Even in areas that these so-called terrorists did not control, let's say the government control, but there was illegal mining, it was still being smuggled through the territory where these people, these mercenaries control. So we advise the Ghanaian military, its intelligence, to the government to intensify its fight against Galamsey, this illegal mining. Yes, it's causing damage to the environment and so forth. Yes, but the real danger is the destabilization of the country. Conflict pops up in Baku. Yes, you can fight on the ground, but still that conflict can spread by mercenaries opening other fronts. If you don't cut their funding, you cut their logistic, cut their recruitment, because there's foreigner will come in, but still the population, they have a fertile ground to recruit from. So we ask the government to, you know, work on that and reach out to the Sahel to get, you know, experience, to tap in that experience on how to contain and defeat this thing. Um, another way where we say look for new partners. We're talking about those who can supply you equipment to fight this new way of fighting in modern warfare. Those who can help you with real-time intelligence. Not the West. Let's just be clear. Not the West. The West will never help you fight the solve this problem, because we had the West there for how long? They didn't make a difference. So those who are being kicked from the Sahel will not should not be welcomed by the Ghanaian military, because what they did in the Sahel, they're not going to do in Ghana. So you need new weapons, you need drones, you need, oh my gosh, African, huh? You need to increase your military, you need personnel, you need ways to, get logistics. Oh my gosh, it is so, when I look at it, we are so behind. We are so behind, and I don't know. I don't know. But we should not despair. We should not be fair. Of course, we build your armed forces. Restructure your armed forces to fight the type of fight that you are seeing being waged around you, and that you can anticipate that will come your way. Um, but we ask that you put your resources together with those who are experienced in this fight. Togo, we see Togo collaborating with the AES, with Burkina Faso, to be more specific, where they're cleaning out their border, their northern border. And you find it strange that all of these countries, everything always starts in the north. Nigeria, it starts in the north. Niger, it starts in the north. But Mali, it starts in the north. Burkina, it starts in the north. In Guinea, it started in the north. Yes, we think that the conflict in Boko is an extension of the whole destabilization plot in West Africa, to be specific. And I think they're trying to put pressure on these government. In Benin, there have been numerous attacks, and we condemn these attacks with all of our strength. There have been numerous attacks on the Benin military. Lots of civilians and soldiers are being unalived, and of course, you don't hear anything from these international media. So, um, one thing about the Sahel we've noticed in the fight against this plague that have been imposed on the people of the Sahel and West Africa is that there's been a lot of decapitation of the leadership of these groups. So we asked the Ghanaian military and armed forces not only to find the mode of supply, finance, and so forth, but you have to find the leadership of these groups. You cannot play cat and mouse with a few. We will get rid of a few people there and a few people here. You have to find the leadership to decapitate their leadership, disperse their ranks. Then you can hit them, take them out bit by bit. But you have to disorganize them, decapitate their leadership, and that comes through intelligence. You need to have real intelligence, and we don't think that these imperialist countries will want the problem to be fixed, because that's how they get to stay in these countries. If terrorism should end, they don't have any reason to be there. So they don't want to be. They don't want to end it. This is why the armies throughout Africa, West Africa, we're focusing on West Africa. That is why they have been disarmed, de-equipped. Look at Nigeria. Nigeria is supposed to be the most powerful army in West Africa. But when you look at it, Nigeria is the least powerful army. It's almost the worst army in West Africa. It cannot do anything. It cannot launch sustain offensive. It's it's un it's disorganized. It's under equipped. It seems like they unalive more civilians than the so-called terrorists that they're fighting. I mean, every day there's these atrocities committed by these terrorists. The Nigerian army cannot do anything. It's a disgrace. It's a disgrace. Nigeria, there's more, you know, the West like to talk about, Burkina Faso, Mali, blah, 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 is the center of terrorism. My gosh, look at Nigeria, a country of 200 and probably 250 million people. It cannot secure its territory. And the brain dead chief, as I think is the chief of staff, military chief of staff, said you're going to build a wall around Nigeria to secure your country. This is the intellectual firepower of the most strongest army in West Africa. You want to build a wall around Nigeria. My gosh. This is the intellectual bankruptcy of the Nigerian armed forces. Yes, people might say, oh, you're being disrespectful. But no, people are being unalive en masse every day. Nigeria. Nigeria should be, yes, we are Pan Africanists. We want to see the unification of Africa, especially West Africa, in more in like a federal state. But Nigeria should be a superpower. You cannot secure your territory, but you want to go and build a wall around your country. You want to build walls when you can't build bridges. This is unbelievable. But ladies and gentlemen, we know that the Ghanaian military, we are professionals in the Ghanaian military. This fight will continue, and the peace in Boko shall return. Brave soldiers, they know what to do. The leadership should know what to do as well. So that is the topic we want to cover